yes company. And I want to explain to you guys what that means. And I'm going to do, if you look at if you go to page 6, we talk about the real world language, right? And remember I told you guys, if you're going to visit a foreign country, you might learn part of the language or some of it just so you can get around and order food and things of that nature. And so there's some words you're going to want to know. And so for us, one of ours is number 19 on page 6 is the oil change chain. And what I want to do is I want to kind of use this opportunity while we're making our list on the 2 ways that we can increase sales. I want to talk about the oil change chain and what that means and how that's tied into being a yes company, right? So we already know that the number one service that people get on their vehicle at our shops is what, Nick?
Oil changes.
That's right. That's oil changes, right? It's been, I think all of us on this call, we all grew up learning that how important it is to change your oil so you don't cost yourself an engine, right? We all heard it. Don't miss your oil changes every 3,000 miles. Well, what happens in our business, what we have to remember as service advisors is that a lot of our customers, that's how we met a lot of them for the first time. Okay. And a lot of service advisors, I've worked with a lot of them, and I was one for a long time. And I know that sometimes they cringe, right? When here comes an oil change, right? Oh man, there goes my ticket average and stuff like that. Don't think like that. Ticket average doesn't pay the bills. All your total sales does. And so here's the oil change chain. I got this chain right here. All right. And look at it like this. Okay. Look at each link is as a customer's visit. Oil change, oil change, oil change, brake job. Oil change, 60,000 mile service, right? Oil change, maybe we're going to do a water pump. But what happens is if you break the chain and your customer comes in, they says, hey, can you guys get me in for an oil change? You say, oh man, we're pretty busy today. Can you bring it back tomorrow or another day? And they leave, right? You're not being a yes company, figuring out a way to make it happen. And that customer goes to another shop. Now, guess what they're going to do? They're going to market to that customer. They're going to capture that customer's email address. They're going to put them in their system where they're blasting them with text messages. And they're going to call that. They are going to do everything they can to make that their customer for life now. You know, we want to keep our customers for life. And so it's important. Don't break the oil change chain. You know, I know it's sometimes tough and don't look at it as a big ticket or high profit. But if you go back in your computer system and you look at some of your very top spenders, a lot of them, the first time they came in was for an oil change. And so you got to remember that you're going for the long game, right? We want to build relationships with these customers. And so oil change is a very important part of what we do. It's the number one service. And if you think about it from another mentality, from a customer standpoint, boy, every time I go in there, they're too busy to get me in for an oil change. So how likely are they can help me with brakes? See, brakes take longer and it's more. So now they're thinking, boy, if I can't get in for an oil change, I know I can't get in for a brake job. That's how customers think. But the reality of it is that we would probably welcome that with open arms. But come on in, we can get you right in, right? It's a brake job, right? So we want to welcome those oil changes in the same way.